Hello.
Yes.
Welcome back to
The Mystery Files.
episode 2 of season 3.
Why do we question what episode we're on? We literally did our second episode of the podcast, and we're like,
Well,
what episode?
I was thinking other podcasts, they don't do seasons.
Mm-hmm.
They usually do episode longs. They only they'll be episode 100 or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't keep track of that. I don't remember what mystery we're on at
You're
this
lucky
point.
I remember we're on episode 2. That's my brain.
Of this season. It's
For
you're having a
real.
hard time counting. You're like, wait, hold on.
How many is there? I can't.
That's perfect.
I was looking back, and the summer tapes had 5 episodes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's a solid amount.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
I think for going through a pandemic quarantine, that's good.
And doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Do you remember when we were watching Big Time Rush before every episode?
You're so into it.
That was 2 weeks. I was really into Big Time Rush.
You watched so much.
Drop in the comments below what you were into during quarantine.
Also, what's your favorite Big Time Rush character is? Please let us know.
It's definitely Kendall.
Definitely Carlos.
Carlos is cute, I guess.
I don't know if it's Kendall, but Kendall's the most boring one. But go on. Okay.
That's why I like him. He's boring, so I can put all of my ambition and love on.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
A metaphor, I think? I don't know. Wow, we love there.
No, you're right. You're coming from my brain. I'm looking a little warm under these lights. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why you're looking warm.
If anyone doesn't know, we are in our podcast suites now doing our show.
As a podcast.
I know, it's so exciting.
People who have been close fans since the beginning. We used to be a radio show, then we were sort of a podcast over the summer.
And now we're fully a podcast.
We're podcast, whole studio setup podcast.
Which is so fun, which is a lot better
really cool.
than having to rush 2 minutes before showtime and being stressed out.
It's really nice not being in our apartment because I feel when we were doing a show over the summer in our apartment, we had to deal with all the cats.
Yeah.
And
we had
the
what was
cats
it?
wanted to be in the show.
We had that one episode where Aslan was screaming the entire time. I'm pretty sure if any of our fans look at, I don't know what episode it was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you can hear him.
I feel like it was 3. I have a good feeling it was 3.
It was probably. We'll have to look after this.
Yeah.
I feel like he was meow.
He was meowing the whole time, and we're sir, we're in the middle of a show.
Honestly.
My gosh.
All right. So if anyone doesn't know, each week me and Tiffany to pick on a mystery.
We go ha ha ha. You
we
mystery.
Bully the mysteries.
You filthy mystery. I pick on it all the time.
We go, shut up, Jack the Ripper. You're stupid.
You dummy.
You stupid.
Dummy boy.
But yes, each week we pick a mystery and we do a live reaction to it. Last week it was me and I did.
Why do I forget also? Wait. I think I...
You gotta remember, because as soon as you do, I'll remember. Okay.
I literally wrote down the name of the file today.
Oh, it was the missing person one. It was the dude from the Big Tuna Saluna.
Yeah!
The Big Tuna Saluna guy.
That's basically the name of the case,
that's basically the case name.
Yeah, that's the only thing that matters. Big Tuna Saluna and the Diner Mafia.
So this week it's Tiffany's turn to give us a little mystery.
My little
I'm very excited.
Day. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna roast you to the audience. You're a little behind this week.
Don't come at me. I shot a movie this weekend.
You did. You shot your short film, which was amazing. It was very fun.
Thank you. I shot my P4 coming soon Kaleidoscope short film. Little plug right there.
Stream everywhere whenever it's available.
Yes, hopefully stream everywhere. But we do have an Instagram, so check out the Instagram. And while you're on Instagram, if you want to give at the Mystery Files _ also a follow, because we post some little fun stuff there.
Yes. Also, in our link in our bio is the YouTube where this video will be going up as well for the podcast.
Yes. So please subscribe and do all that fun stuff. Follow us.
Yes. We're trying to seriously grow our channel now because I feel like we've really finally this was really fun to do, and I've always had fun, but I feel like we're finally establishing a brand for ourselves.
Yeah, and I just really want to watch it grow, especially the YouTube channel, because it's going to be really fun for us to have.
Yeah. Who knows? It's a lot of excitement.
I know. And we want to get our domain name, because if we get a certain amount of followers, we can get the Mystery Files as our domain. If we get
100 subscribers, we can get the Mystery Files as a name.
Yeah, so we're going to challenge all you listeners and everyone out there to go, please subscribe to our
Please
channel.
Subscribe to us. We're begging. And give a little like on this video whenever you see it, please.
Like. Yes, heck
Ooh,
yeah.
I'm looking at our lighting. We're cute.
We're kind of warm.
Yes.
I kind of look bald, but cute.
like a cute bald.
Yeah. It's like I have a little poof on my head because I have a little bun going on for people who are just listening.
Oh, perfect.
I have a bun, but with headphones, so it's kind of just like a little poof.
All right. So, would you like a drum roll for this week's mystery?
Oh, I suppose I'd like a drum roll. I think I'd really enjoy it.
I don't know why I have to clear my throat to just do a drum roll. All right, here we go.
Yes. This week on the Mystery Files, I will be talking of the case of the Mad Gasser of Mattoon.
The what?
The Mad Gasser of Mattoon.
The Mad Gasser of Mattoon.
The hash-slinging slasher.
The hash-slinging, hash-bringing,
dinging,
ring-a-ding-a-linging.
Hash-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling
Okay.
Slasher.
You have my attention. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so the Mad Gasser of Mattoon.
Oh, I see
yes,
that name.
We have a nice little photo because I thought he just looked kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
For those who can't see, it is gentleman in black trousers and a white shirt and some weird...
It's a little spooky.
A smoke... Gas mask? Gas mask. That's the name.
Oh.
I think that's a gas mask. I think this is a depiction by a fan. I don't think it's a true picture, but those who are on our live stream or anything like that...
And we can probably,
visually,
put this in post, too.
Yes.
That'll be something we can look at.
Able to see it. It's a little scary moment. We love her.
We do a little edit where we put the picture on top of your laptop. It's, like, bigger.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, that was what we wanted. Perfect.
That'd be perfect.
We love it.
Honestly, if I would have looked at your computer screen and saw that, I wouldn't have...
That's why you looked at it earlier. I was like, Logan, don't look at that.
I didn't actually look at it.
And I was like, honestly, you're not even going to know what it is. So go ahead and look.
Exactly.
Go ahead and look.
What if I did and I was like, oh, the Mad Gasser. I love that one.
Wow, I'm a big fan of that legend. My gosh, what a man. So, for those who don't know, he's also known as the Phantom Attacker of Virginia. So I think Mattoon is in Virginia.
We're in Virginia now.
Well, I don't even know. Listen. So, I went through different websites for this, right?
Okay.
But for some reason, he's called the Phantom Attacker of Virginia. And I don't know if I'm just, like, not inclined for, like, things in geographic, I don't know, places like that. But listen, the beginning of this says that most of these occurrences took place in central Illinois in Mattoon. So
how is he the killer of Virginia?
Yeah. Is there... What?
Was he born there?
I don't even know.
That's your case.
I don't know, but listen. Another website called him the Phantom Attacker of Virginia, but that doesn't make any sense because most of this happened in Mattoon, Illinois.
Okay, there's a Mattoon, Illinois.
I guess so. I've never been... But anywho, yeah, I just know. So basically, the main website that I got this information from was called AmericanHauntingsInc.com. So
thank you, AmericanHauntingsInc.com.
Yeah, thank you for having such a long, beautiful name. And
that's what to say. It's kind of long.
American Haunting Zinc. Zinc. American Haunting Sync. Sync. Instead of ink, it's sync.
I love that.
But yeah, moving right along. So we're gonna start her off.
Let's
paint a picture.
I feel I'm going to be an active listener. I got this. I won't turn off into the distance. I always listen. I won't do this. I won't do one of these. If anyone can't see, I'm staring right now into the distance. Okay, you can continue.
I was breathing so people can hear me. Okay, so let's paint a picture. Close your eyes, keep them open, do whatever you do, you know? Okay. In early September 1944, a strange series of events occurred in the small central Illinois town of Mattoon. According to eyewitnesses, numerous sightings, and even physical evidence left behind, the town was under attack by a mysterious man in black who was, for unknown reasons, spraying some sort of paralyzing gas into the windows of unsuspecting residents.
Spraying what?
What did it say? Some sort of paralyzing gas, like into windows of people's houses.
That's so rude.
So, like, kind of wacky. What is he doing? Why is he spraying this stuff in people's houses?
Probably to kill people.
Yeah, probably just to start a little drama in the neighborhood, you know. This little suburban town is looking a little too quaint. I'm not in the mood.
He's just a guy, and he's like, oh, I'm so bored of living here.
All these people have cute dogs, living their best life. I just want to shake it up a little.
Why'd you go with dogs?
Because every nice little town has a dog. Like, come on now.
Only one dog. They get one dog.
The whole town shares a dog. I feel it. I'm always sharing a dog with my heart. I can't actually have one. It's fine. Not yet. Hey. So, moving along, who this man was, what his agenda might have been, and where he vanished to all remain a mystery to this day.
That's the epilogue.
Perfect for the Mystery Files. So, the bizarre events began on the night of August 31st when a man awakened feeling sick. He questioned his wife about leaving the gas stove on, but when she tried to get out of bed to check, she was unable to move. Later, it was learned that the neighbor experienced the same effects that night.
Oh,
so that's kind of sketchy. So not only was it, like, this spooky gas coming in their house, like, she just couldn't move. So it's not even like they made it up or something. Like the neighbor experienced the same exact thing.
Isn't that like the same thing as like getting like CO2 poisoning from a car? You know what I mean? Like when the exhaust and you like the gas in the car like kills you.
Maybe, but
Do you think that's similar?
I don't know if it paralyzes you if you get that kind of poisoning.
I don't know.
But
I know it kills you.
I know it definitely kills you, but I don't know if it would paralyze you like that. But like, what kind of gas was it, and why was he doing this? So the next night, Mrs. Burke Kearney was awakened by a strange, sweet smell in her bedroom. When she tried to move, she found herself temporarily paralyzed. Her screams brought neighbors who called the police, but no signs of a gas leak were found. Around midnight, Bert Kearney returned home from work, unaware of what happened earlier that evening. As he turned into the driveway, he spotted a man lurking near his house, dressed in all black, close-fitted clothing and a black watch cap. He was standing near a window when Kearney spotted him and turned to run away. Thinking he was a window peeper, Kearney gave chase but lost the man in the darkness.
Oh my God, that's freaky.
Scary man outside the window. And from what I've gathered, he came home after all of this stuff had happened the first time.
Why?
So like she like screamed because she was paralyzed from all the sweet smell in her bedroom. But if people noticed she was screaming, why the heck would this guy come back?
I mean, it might even be like a playing with your victim type of thing.
Yeah, he was like, okay, things are calm again. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
It's like kind of like trying to like make her like go crazy almost or something. A lot of people like to play with their prey, as we've learned.
It's so creepy. It was so weird because when I was looking into this case, for some reason, like I don't even think it's exactly the same, but the energy of like what this like whatever it is, it reminded me of Slenderman. I don't know why.
Ew, stop with like the black hat and the whole. Oh yeah,
like
I could
it's
see
not
that.
necessarily the same thing, but I just kept visualizing Slenderman. That's all.
Oh yeah, no, not like the same thing at all, but like same type of vibe.
But like same scary like slender little energy, like creepy as heck.
We get a little silhouette in the window right now.
I see a little silhouette.
Who of a Slenderman?
Slenderman, a Mattoon boy. Yep.
Please don't murder me.
In my podcast studio. Thank you very much. That's been
Mystery Files the musical. Wait,
Stop
like it's just an hour of us improving. Maybe that'll be a special.
No one's gonna want to watch. They're gonna be like, unsubscribe. You thought you had fans, right? No.
The podcast ends before we even start.
Stop it. People will not be into it. Well, maybe like 2 people, but like literally no one else. Yeah. Benjamin won't be into it. He'll hate it.
If we do it in a fake British accent, he'll hate very much not into it.
Well, the next to the show will be the rest of this.
He's like reading us on the live right now.
Hello, Benjamin. Yeah. Hello, all your listeners.
Oh no.
Okay, as the events of the 10 March became publicly known, panic.
No one can even understand that. There's not enough diction. I have no idea what you just said.
That means I'm good at cursing, I guess. So, moving on. As the events of the 2 nights became publicly known, panic gripped the town. The newspapers handled the story in wildly sensationalistic manner, and years later would be blamed for creating a hysteria that would be used to explain all of the weird things that happened. But the newspapers could not be blamed for the very real happenings that took place in Mattoon. By the morning of September 5th, the Mattoon Police Department had received reports of 4 more gas attacks. So there's 4 more happening. So it's not just like one strange occurrence. Like it's happening to all these different people in this town.
Oh my God. What if the police department like referred to them as like they said it in like a really hyper voice, like gas attack.
Gas attack.
Gas attack. We got another gas attack in town.
Gas attack. Gas attack. We got a gas
it's like
attack.
This seems like a Reno 911 bit.
Oh, does it? Never seen Reno 911, so I don't know how to help you there.
Neither have I. It just felt like the right reference.
Wow. See, that's okay. We all feel it.
You know, you have to, with pop culture, you kind of just have to go with your gut.
You kind of have to guess. If you see a name that kind of makes sense in your head, just say it. You can just make some fake fans that way, but like, who cares?
That is kind of scary, though.
Wow. Reno 911. So basically, in the movie Reno 911, I don't know, it's not a show. This is actually...
Next, they're going to go in the movie Slenderman.
I think weren't they going to make one at one point?
I think they did. I'm pretty sure they did.
Right after
we'll have to find out. Link in our bio.
Link in our bio to the Slenderman movie coming out 2023.
It's like already out, probably.
If you fund it, we'll make it.
And if it's out and it's bad, we'll just make it better.
Honestly, if that's not my logo for any sort of artistic project, if you fund it, I'll make it.
Oh, I thought you meant Slenderman.
We have to stop. We have to stop. Yeah. Well, It's coming. Now it's gonna be a musical though. Since we have to tie it all together, I think that'd be a great musical. I mean, imagine how like visually, aesthetically pleasing
that'd be beautiful.
Like you see the shadows, there's like a fog, and you just see Slender Man like doing some really pretty.
He does some like really like elegant ballet, and it kind of makes you cry.
I don't know. I sort of see him as like a belly dancer.
Belly dancer.
Like imagine like him like dancing to Shakira in the fog.
I thought you were saying ballet dancer, but you pronounced it belly.
Belly.
I thought you were like, oh, I can't imagine it being a ballet dancer.
Belly dancer, like a Shakira moment.
I can't.
A ballet dancer.
Oh my god.
No, like belly dancer, like Shakira. Like, just imagine it. I think it'd be great for a ballet dancer.
I can't. Oh my god, my heart.
Anywho, so those 4 attacks, right? Crazy stuff. So, the details in each of these attacks were eerily similar, even though none of the witnesses had compared notes or had time to check their stories. In each of the cases, the victim complained of a sickeningly sweet odor that caused them to become sick and slightly paralyzed for up to 30 minutes at a time.
What?
It's strange because I feel like in general this would remind me of like something that would happen in like a sleep paralysis thing.
Yeah.
But like
it seems like whatever gas he was using is like kind of like he knows it'll only last like 30 minutes or something. Like it really sounds like he's like toying with them.
But the thing is, I'm like, part of me wants it to be paranormal.
Ooh.
But like I don't think it is because I didn't
like
read
Ghastly from Pokemon.
Yeah, like I didn't read too much
God.
into this case. Like I chose it, but like I didn't want to spoil it for myself. But I feel like it should
spoil the own case.
Well, that's not fun. Like obviously I checked to see if it's like appropriate and like it has enough background stuff. But like I want it to be paranormal because imagine like people just like getting this like crazy odor of like sweetness because like I feel like you can like experience that like a phenomenon of like ghosts and stuff.
Yeah.
So like if there was a sweet smell and then like the creepy shadow man comes in and then you're paralyzed by fear, like I'm into it. I'm just really into it. I don't know. So let's find where we at. So in each of the cases, that's how I think. In each of the cases, the victims complain of a sickeningly sweet odor.
Sickeningly sweet.
Sickeningly sweet. Made them paralyzed for 30 minutes long. So, late on the night of September 5th, the first real clues in the Mad Gasser case were discovered. They were found at the home of Carl and Belua Cortez. I can't read. Tuna Saluna. But what the clues actually reveal still remains a mystery. The Cortez returned home late to find a white cloth lying on their porch. Mrs. Cortez pickled it. I literally can't read tonight. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard when you're the case person.
The thing is, I made my font. I mean, I guess it's not small. I'm not wearing glasses. So
I can't see any of those words for me.
Well,
that's how blind I am.
Yeah, you're just a little blind, but like with love. So Mrs.
Blind
Cortez,
with love.
Blind with love. Love blind. Love is blind. Love is blind. Isn't that a show?
Yes.
Pop culture. Mrs. Cortez picked it up and noticed a strange smell coming from it from the white cloth. So she held it up close to her nose and felt immediately nauseated and lightheaded. She nearly fainted and her husband had to help her inside. Moments later, her lips and face began to swell and her mouth began bleeding.
What?
So what the heck kind of gas is on this cloth? What is
Do you think it was like a different gas? Like, is this guy just a specialty in gases?
I don't know. I literally don't know.
What if he was a chemist?
That could be interesting.
Like, when was this? 1948, right?
1944, something like that.
Something like that. Sometimes in the 1950s, maybe.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's 1944, but like,
I mean, yeah, I guess.
I mean, let me just check, just to make sure.
No, it's 1948. I remember. I have a photographic memory. That's not true.
1944.
Oh.
Photographic memory. You didn't see diddly squat. You watch your mouth.
I was off by 40.
Yeah, I said 1941. It's 48. I have a photographic memory, even though you didn't see anything.
Oh, but no, hear my theory. This is my mid case theory. Are we midway? Is this mid case?
We're page 4 of 12.
Okay, this is my quarter of the way theory. It's so he is a chemistry person at one of the local universities in Illinois, and that's how he knows about all these different gases and how they have effects on people.
Interesting. Okay.
That's my theory right now.
Okay, specialist. I still want it to be a ghost, but it's not really
a ghost
likely.
chemistry professor.
It's not seeming likely because if they have physical evidence, I'm like, darn, the ghost theory is kind of out. But like, maybe.
We'll see.
I don't know. I'm optimistic. Let's see. So, The symptoms lasted almost 2 hours. The police were called and they took the cloth into evidence. As they searched the property, they also found a skeleton key and an empty tube of lipstick that was found on the porch. They decided the prowler was probably trying to break into the house but had failed. Apparently, he had dropped his lipstick in a cloth with gas residue on it too. The mystery was just getting deeper by the day.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's just some lipstick, I guess. I don't know. But
we're finding a lot of evidence.
I'm just like, what does this have to do with him? I'm just confused because the lipstick. I'm like, what if, hear me out, what if he dropped it to try to, like, convince, like, the woman of, or whatever, of this house that she dropped her lipstick? But hear me out. What if he put, like, that spooky gas stuff inside the lipstick so when she touched it to her lips, they'd start bleeding?
Wait, that's actually a really good theory, actually.
That's kind of iconic.
That actually makes sense.
So, like, why would he leave it? Because if the cloth itself, like, putting it up to your face to smell it would have such a bad reaction. Imagine that stuff.
It could, like, burn off her lips.
No,
thank you.
No. So, I don't know, just a crazy idea. So, later that night, the gasser attacked again, this time spraying gas into an open window. The attacks continued and Mattoon residents began reporting fleeting glimpses of the gasser, always describing him as a tall, thin man in dark clothes and wearing a tight black cap. So this really does sound like Slenderman, except like Slenderman has like more of like a white cap, like tight to his face.
I wonder if this had any influence from it.
I don't know. Well, the thing is,
Slenderman is like a made up.
Yeah, Slenderman's like a social media thing, but like based in some reality, like stuff like this. So like I don't know.
Spooky.
Spooky. So more attacks were reported, and the harried police force tried to respond to the mysterious crimes that left no clues behind. Eventually, the authorities even summoned 2 FBI agents from Springfield to look into the case.
They're in a coven circle and they go, bring in the FBI agents.
Stop, it's just the Simpsons because they're in Springfield, Illinois. They just got two Simpsons FBI agents in there.
And now they're in a cult.
Yeah. So it's just a little Simpsons cult. Imagine it. You got all the characters. I love it. So they got these Simpsons FBI agents to look into the case, but their presence did nothing to discourage the strange reports. Panic was widespread, and rumors began to circulate that the attacker was an escapee from an insane asylum or a German spy who was testing out some sort of poisonous gas.
Oh, that would make sense too, huh?
Yeah, I mean that, but like also a chemist.
But maybe he was like a chemistry professor in Germany.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
But a spy also. Yeah.
Professor by day, spy by night.
Spy by night. But also, if he's an escapee from an insane asylum, how would he still have access to that kind of gas or like...
Yeah, unless he knew how to make it.
Unless
he's
all of those wrapped into one. He was a German spy who escaped from an insane asylum who was a chemist.
You can be anything in life, so he could be all of those things.
You can be anything in life, guys.
You can be anything in life. You could go to a mental asylum and learn how to make deadly gases and then teach at a university in your free time.
Sweet-smelling gases.
Sweet-smelling gases. So it's fun for the whole family.
Fun for the whole family. Stop, we just sound like a commercial
I said the bit
for
and it hurt.
It did hurt. I feel like we just sound like we're like advertising it.
We are. We have advertising voices.
Sweet-smelling gas? Stop, I sounded good, didn't I? Wait.
Yeah, kind of.
Wait, listen again. You ready? Act like you're listening to a commercial.
Okay.
Are you in need of some sweet-smelling gas? Well, you're in luck. Because the gasser's coming to your door tonight. Are you sick and tired?
Can you imagine hearing that at like 3 a.m. and you wake up in your living room and you're like, Mom.
Wait, no. Mom. I have a better one. Okay? I can't even say it. Do you want something that's nice and sweet-smelling?
No.
Are you in need of a change? Well, look outside your window. The gasser has arrived. Turn around.
Sounds like a Bath and Body Works ad.
Take a sniff. Life has arrived. The change is here. I can't. It's too good. It's too good. So, there's some different things it could possibly be. So, armed citizens took to the streets, organizing watches and patrols to thwart any further attacks, but several took place anyway. So the gas attacks were becoming more frequent, and the attacker was leaving behind evidence like footprints and sliced window screens. So he was just slashing up those screens.
Because he can get the gas through it that way.
Yeah, exactly. So he's slashing those bad boys open. So a local citizens vigilance group did manage to arrest one suspect as the gasser. But after he passed a polygraph test, he was released. So as we talked about before, polygraph tests, like, do we really trust him? Not really. Cause
you can fake it. We've talked about this so many times. You can fake those very easily.
But also, I want to know why this guy was even a suspect in the first place. So let's see if they have anything else. He was released, but like, do we trust it? No. So local businessmen announced that they would be holding a mass protest rally on Saturday, September 10th, to put more pressure on the already pressured Mattoon police force. Now, the gasser was becoming...
Because it's gas. It's gas. It's built up pressure.
Well, that's been the Mystery Pals, folks. Thanks. Have a good night. That's a wrap. So, now, the gasser was becoming more than a threat to public safety. He was becoming a political liability and a blot on the public image of the city. So he was just making the city look like trash. So, like, no one... It was probably a small city in the first place that no one really was, like, super into. And then, like, someone's, like, blasphemizing the name. So they're like, darn, he's really messing up our city.
But, like, you're really ruining anything good we have.
Yes, like, imagine the city in Jaws, like, when they got all the sharks in their little beaches, and they're like, oh, man, now we're gonna not have any people here for the summer. That's the city. That's the town. Darn, the sharks. The gasser, apparently not dissuaded by armed vigilantes and newspaper articles, resumed his attacks. The first incident took place at the home of Mrs. Violet Driscoll. Driscoll? Isn't that from Stranger Things? Mrs. Driscoll's cat?
Sure.
In the comments, let me know. I'm pretty sure her name is Mrs. Driscoll. Anyway, and her daughter Ramona. They awoke late in the evening to hear someone removing the storm sash on the bedroom window. They hurried out of bed and tried to run outside for help. But the fumes overcame Ramona and she began vomiting. Her mother stated that she saw a man running away from the house. A short time later that night, the gasser sprayed fumes into the partially open window of a room where Mrs. Russell Bailey, Catherine Tizzo, Mrs. Genevieve Haskell, and Mrs. Haskell's young son were sleeping. At another home, Miss Frances Smith, the principal of the Columbian grade school, and her sister Maxine were also overwhelmed with gas and became ill. They began choking as they were awakened and felt partial paralysis in their legs and arms. They also said as the sweet odor began to fill the room, a thin blue vapor came into their house. So,
ew.
That kind of freaks me out.
That feels supernatural. Yeah. You might have an eye for that. That might be supernatural.
I feel like that's pretty supernatural. Also, that all of this happened, like, all at once.
Yeah, but part of me feels like, whoever this was, if it is, like, true crime and not supernatural, feels like that person had to have known them. It feels very, like, I don't know, it just feels very premeditated, almost. Because if it's a small town, too, like, everyone knows everyone. Yeah. You know?
Like, if they just, like, made a list of all their enemies and just, like, started going down the line.
It could be anything from, like, an angsty teenager to a guy having a midlife crisis or something, you know? Like, it just feels like, from all the names you're saying, like, kind of wild.
This sounds very small town. Was this all in one night? Do you remember?
Yeah, they were all, like, at the same time. Yeah. There was multiple, hits at the same time.
I wonder how far apart these, like, incidents were. Because maybe it's more than one person.
That's true.
Like,
it
all
could
dressed up in these
like
costumes.
A gas cult, like I said before.
Gas cult.
Gas cult.
Gas cult.
Gas cult.
Gas cult. Yeah.
Love.
Just a little gas in Mattoon. But yeah. Alrighty. So, we had the blue vapor in the room. They heard a buzzing noise from outside and believe it was the gasser's spraying apparatus in operation. So, like, they do think it is, like, an actual, like, sprayer. So, like, where did he get it? Is it, like, a gardening tool that he, like, filled with his own, like, gardening junk?
It's possible.
I don't know. Pretty wacky to me. So, by September 10th, Mad Gasser Paranoia had peaked. I don't know. The person who wrote
Mad Gasser Paranoia.
Mad Gasser Paranoia.
That's a fun way to put it.
Oh, anyone, hey Benjamin, if you're out there, make a Mad Gasser album. I think that'd be pretty cool. That sounds like pretty, like, rocky, you know?
Mad Gasser album featuring The Strokes.
Mad Gasser album featuring Mattoon. In all their residence.
Stop
This first song in the album is called Residence. That's a kind of cool, like, name. I'm into it.
He's like taking notes right now. He's like 100 years old, and he's like, "Oh, this is a good idea."
There's a song called Gas Attack. There's a song called Blue Vapor. Honestly, this sounds pretty cool. I'd buy this album right away. Don't even care what the lyrics are. I'll buy it all.
We gotta stop sympathizing with the criminals. We gotta
fund
stop.
It, we'll make it. Guys, I'm like out of it. I love it so much.
This could be.
A little lack of sleep and some little excitement for a case. I'm here for it.
No, it's good.
A little mass gas or paranoia, if you will. So, by September 10th, mass gas or paranoia had peaked. FBI agents were trying to track down the type of gas being used in the attacks, and the police force had to divide its time between looking for the gasser and keeping armed citizens off the streets. So all the citizens are like flipping their lids. They got all the weapons. They're ready to fight each other. So
they're ready to punch the gas.
They're ready to punch the gas. They think slashing some swords around. They probably got like pitchforks and like all that crazy
pitchforks to hit the gas. They're like, I gotcha.
Is 1944 like a pitchfork year? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't think so.
Like, what are the years people really actively would go out and like have a little strike with a pitchfork and some like fire? Like
Frankenstein.
Let's just look up. When were pitchforks popular in
We should have a segment in our show now called the Google search break. Like we get one Google search.
We have to like really save it for something special.
Yeah, like every episode we get a Google search.
Interesting. I'm trying to look to see when they were popular. Maybe they're just popular in culture.
Definitely popular with Frankenstein.
I'm getting nothing except for like the Pitchfork music website, but Rah Riot popped up, so like, how mad can I be? Yeah, I got nothing, folks. Let me know in the comments.
Just throw out a number and we'll write it into a Wikipedia page, and then someone will believe us eventually.
Yeah, and for lack of better information, we're just gonna say the pitchfork year was 1927. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Confirmed, 1927.
Yeah.
That was the height of the pitchfork.
If you can prove me wrong, then you're right. But if you can't, then I'm correct. So like, thank you. So I have to find where I was at. I literally lost everything. So neither law enforcement agency was having much luck. By the following Saturday night, several dozen well-armed farmers from the surrounding area had joined the patrols in Mattoon. There's farmers. There's definitely pitchforks.
Yeah, there would have to be.
This is definitely a pitchfork time. 1944 instead of 1927, guys. So in spite of this, 6 attacks took place anyway, including the 3 previously mentioned. Another couple, Mr. and Mrs. Stuart B. Scott, returned to their farm on the edge of the Mattoon late in the evening to find the house filled with sweet-smelling gas. This seemed to be the last straw for the Mattoon authorities. While several gas attacks were reported on the night of September 11th, they were all dismissed as false alarms. Newspaper accounts of the affair began to take on more of a skeptical tone, and despite claims by victims and material evidence left behind, the police began to dismiss new reports of attacks and suggested that local residents were merely imagining things. I highly doubt. I mean, maybe some of them were trying to like
maybe they got like paranoia, but like this definitely happened.
Oh yeah,
a girl's face almost got melted off.
Exactly.
Like, bye.
Also, it reminded me when they were like where was it at? 1 second. So they were talking about how none of this ever existed. I feel like that just made me have a flashback to when we did the Amityville case and like people were trying to like make up these lies that they were experiencing paranormal stuff in the house.
Yeah.
So it's just like
so they could get like money.
Yeah, like people wanting to be like the star of this week's like gasser.
They were a
case
small
or
town
something.
too, so they could probably get in the newspaper like that.
Yeah, and I'm sure
Super
like
easy.
people were actually affected by it, but I'm sure there's probably some people out there like, yeah, I want to get some like fame.
Oh no, there was a gas attack in my local flower shop. Please stop on by.
Please stop on by.
Yeah,
honestly,
definitely.
No,
paranoia
definitely.
For sure.
Yes, people are like, oh my gosh, wait, I lit a candle. I think the gasser came. I have really bad migraine, but that's not
I lit a maple syrup pancake candle.
Shout out to Bath and Body Works.
Shout out to Bath and Body Works.
Mad gasser.
This podcast is brought to you in part by Bath and Body Works.
They go, we don't support you. We go, okay.
We get a cease and desist letter again.
Yeah, again, part like a million. We just have, they're stacking up. They're stacking up. I can't. So
we should get our assistant on that.
We should make a mystery files candle. That's so random, and I don't know how we would do that, but like imagine, what sense would we be? I feel like definitely like some smoke, but not like cigarette smoke.
like a wood smoke.
Like a blue gas.
No.
Flowers. Sweet smell. But like not poisonous.
I feel like our first one should be called Mafia.
Yes.
Because we do that a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it should be called Mafia.
I was thinking of doing a Mafia case this week, but I wanted to throw you through a loop. I felt like that was too predictable, and I didn't want that for you.
For episode 2, you're like,
You're like, should I? I should save that for like a real good day, you know? So, anyway, the gasser could not be caught, and it seemed easier to claim that he never existed at all than to admit that no one could find him. Lazy cops.
boring.
So, boring. News stories began to appear in the papers. So, there were where psychology experts' opinion that the woman of Mattoon had dreamed up the gasser as a desperate cry for attention.
Oh my god.
Stupid, as many of their husbands were overseas fighting in the war. So these people, these psychologists, were like, oh, these women are so helpless and they just miss their husbands at war. They just want to make up stuff for attention.
What?
That's so stupid.
That is really stupid.
Heck no. First off, how the heck do you even dream up an idea? Oh, this man came and sprayed mysterious blue gas in my window. You're not going to just say
there
that.
Are like, not to say that they did, but there are better ways to lie about that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, something as crazy as, like, a gasser is just, like, so, like, out there, it's believable. You know what I mean?
Like, no one's just going to make that up. And all these people having, like, reports, and there's literally evidence. They can't just say that was made up. They literally can't.
It sounds like big laziness.
Big laziness, and also sexism.
Period.
Don't you say, these helpless little women just miss their husbands. No, you dummy psychologist. Dumb.
Sexism.
Desperate cry for help.
Knock it off.
Knock it off. Gasser. Knock it off.
That's how we get him to stop.
He goes, I'm so sorry.
He goes, I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize. My bad.
I'll put it away. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to
put it away. He's got cans of gases. He's like, sorry.
Stop it. Oh my gosh, it's like Danny Phantom with the ghosts and like the things, except it's just his gas and he just puts it back.
Did you hear how that sounded?
What do you mean? He has it in a little canteen. And he goes, okay, I'll put it back. And then the gas just goes, and it goes a little undo.
Cartoon.
A little cartoon.
Aw.
Cartoon Network.
Gasser's a cartoon.
Gasser.
7 p.m. on Wednesdays.
On Boomerang. Thank you.
It would be on Boomerang.
It would be on Boomerang. So, they said the woman had made this up as a desperate cry for help because they wanted attention. No one believed that. That's actual trash. So, this theory ignored the fact that many victims and witnesses were men. So the women aren't even the ones saying this, it's the stupid men. And this so-called fantasy was leaving behind evidence of his existence. That literally makes no sense.
Makes me wonder how many of the cases we've done, like, police have been like, oh, like, it's because women, like, overreact or something back then.
They're overreacting. No,
you know?
Absolutely
It starts
not.
to make me wonder how many cases have gone cold that we've gone over just because, like, so many, like, police departments have, like, downplayed stuff.
They're like, oh, they're overreacting.
People just don't want to do their jobs.
They just don't want. They want an easy way out. Do better. Do better. Thank you. That's been the Mystery Files. So, the Mattoon police chief issued The Mattoon police chief issued what he felt was the final statement on the gas attacks on September 12th. He stated that large quantities of carbon, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Of carbon tetrachloride gas. That's the only way I can read. Tetrachloride gas.
Sometimes you just gotta sing to pronounce.
Exactly. That's how it works, guys. So he stated that large quantities of carbon tetrachloride gas were used at the local Atlas Diesel Engine Co. Wow. And that the gas...
That was
I know, that was kind of hard, not gonna lie. It kind of hurt. So this gas came from the local Atlas Diesel Engine Co. And that this gas must be causing the reported cases of illness and paralysis. It could be carried throughout the town on the wind and would have left the stains that were found on the rag at one of the homes. So like that cloth at the beginning. So, as for the mad gasser himself, well, he was simply a figment of their imaginations.
Oh my god.
So the whole case, he said, quote, was a mistake from beginning to end.
Oh my god.
Okay, he's just lazy, and he's like, okay, can't catch him, guess it's done.
So this case is just ending with disappointment of men.
Disappointment of men in general.
The disappointment that men bring.
Just all of it. Literally all of it. You see?
Except for anyone who listens to the Mystery Files.
If you're a man and listens to Mystery Files, thank you for supporting us.
You're
but
amazing.
Also be better. With love. With love.
If you solve the gasser mystery,
you're no longer sexist. So if you solve this case and try to be a better human being.
Absolutely not. No.
I can't. I really can't.
This episode is like...
How long? We've been going for 40 minutes. I love it so much. I love it. So, not surprisingly, a spokesman from the Atlas... Wait, we back up 1 second. I just want to say one thing. First off, even if it was this gas from this diesel place, why would it be sweet smelling? There's literally no... There's no way. If it was from a diesel place, that stuff isn't going to smell like a sweet little flowery evening.
Yeah.
Let's just think about that for a hot second before I move on, because I was getting kind of annoyed. So, not surprisingly, a spokesman for the Atlas diesel engine plant was quick to deny the allegations that his company had caused the concern in town, maintaining that the only use for the gas in this plant was in their 5 extinguishers, and any similar gases used there caused no ill effects in the air. Besides that, why hadn't this gas ever caused problems in the city before? And how exactly was this gas cutting the window screens on Mattoon homes before causing nausea and paralysis? So there's still the fact that people's windows were, like, completely slashed open.
Right.
So, like...
People's windows were still, like...
And this place existed before the attacks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, good try, you dummy cop.
Bad theory.
Yeah, bad theory. Really bad theory. So, the official explanation also failed to explain how so many identical descriptions of the gasser had been reported to the police. It also neglected to explain how different witnesses managed to report seeing a man of the gasser's description fleeing the scene of an attack, even when the witness had no idea that an attack had taken place. Like at the beginning when there was that husband who came home and he saw that man running and had no idea that what would happen to his wife earlier that day.
Yeah.
So it's like people still saw the same description of the same guy.
They chased after someone.
Yeah, for real. So, the last gasser attack took place on September 13th, the final attack, if you will.
Oh my god.
So,
the finale.
The finale. Ooh. And while it was the last incident connected to the attacker in Mattoon, it was also probably the strangest. It occurred at the town and in the home of Mrs. Bertha Bench and her son Orville. That's really cute.
Orville Redenbacher.
Orville Redenbacher.
Little Orville Redenbacher.
Little popcorn boar.
Boar. You're right, popcorn is a little boring.
A little boring, little popcorn boy. So, I want to name a cat Orville. How cute is that? A little yellow cat, like, or a little white cat. It's kind of cute. I go, Orville, time for dinner. And he goes, Mother dinner.
What is this bit?
I want an Orville cat. So, they described the attacker as being a woman. A woman?
What?
Okay.
That's kind of change of pace.
I know, okay. As a woman who was dressed in a man's clothing, even though, clothes don't have gender, but like you do you.
No, I get what they mean though.
Yeah. So, dressed in a man's clothing who sprayed gas into a bedroom window. The next morning, footprints that appeared to have been made by a woman's high-heeled shoe were found in the dirt below the window. So that's kind of interesting.
That's a plot twist.
Yeah, it is a plot twist. So we're like, okay, so they've been referring to this mad gasser as a he this whole time, and now it's revealed that, okay, it might be a woman. So,
wow. Unless there's multiple, like we've stated before. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, yes, bring that back. Bring it back. Okay. So after this night, the mad gasser Mattoon was never seen or heard from again. So, to this day, the identity of the mad gasser remains a mystery, as does the reason why he or she chose to wreak havoc in Mattoon. Stories have suggested that Mattoon's gasser was anything from a mad scientist to an ape man.
What?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Although, who knows where that story came from. Yeah, I don't know either, right?
I feel like there's such little evidence to this story, like, you can come up with a theory for anything with
exactly.
it. That's what makes it so unhinged. Like, it's, you could say literally anything.
You could literally write in anything. It's whack. And so, researchers today have had their own theories, some of which are just as wild. So could he have just been some sort of extraterrestrial visitor using some sort of paralyzing agent to further a hidden agenda? Which, that is so slick. Imagine it being an alien coming to Earth.
Didn't you say it was aliens in the beginning?
I said paranormal, like some sort of like...
Aliens are kind of... No, they're not paranormal.
I mean...
Kind of.
They could be.
The ghosts of space.
Wow.
We get abducted right now on air.
Let's do that TikTok trend. We all fly in the air.
Aww.
Wait, that'll be our promo.
That'll be promo for next show.
So we both knew.
Wow.
Well,
our minds.
Catch us next week, guys. No, I'm kidding. But also, so, could he have been some sort of odd inventor who was testing a new apparatus? So, kind of like a chemist. Same sort of like
kind of same
energy.
area, yeah.
So, interestingly, the writer of this was sent a letter in 2002 from a woman who explained that her father grew up in Mattoon during the time when the gas attacks were taking place. And he told her that there had been 2 sisters living in town at the time who had a brother who was allegedly insane. So, a number of people in town believed that he was the mad gasser, and so his sisters locked him in the basement until they could find a mental institution to put him in. After they locked him away, her father told her the gas attack stopped. So, it could potentially be the answer to the mystery.
That's weird.
But it still makes me wonder what kind of gas he was using, or like how he knew.
Yeah, they're not really explaining how he knew any of that kind of stuff, especially if he was that young. How would he know that kind of stuff?
Yeah, and like it doesn't say what age, it's just as they were younger than the sisters, so that could be like.
And like, we obviously, like, you can, like, books are always a thing, like, you can learn and educate yourself on gas, but like that young and reading like that many books. Like, without the help of the internet and being that young, I just don't see it being a huge possibility.
How would no one be able to recognize what type of gas it was? Like, it seems like it was a gas that no one could quite figure out because, let's go over it. It's a blue gas.
Right.
It smells nice, but it's, like, basically deadly and makes you, like,
Which means, like, it has to be very chemically balanced.
Yeah.
And some young kid isn't going to know how to like, make a perfect chemical balance.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Like, it only temporarily paralyzes you, but when close to your face, or, like, close to your skin, it could, like...
basically melt it off.
Yeah.
It's
so,
crazy.
Like, how would you know how to do that as a young kid? That's interesting. So, the next one is, could the gasser have been an agent of the town's government who came to an obscure Midwestern town to test some military gas that could be used in the war effort of the time? So that's kind of an interesting little take. So it might be telling that once national attention came to Mattoon, the authorities began a policy of complete denial and the attacks suddenly ceased. So coincidence? Maybe.
Possibly.
So whoever or whatever the mad gasser was has vanished into time and, real or imagined, is only a memory in the world of the unknown. Perhaps he was never here at all. Perhaps he was. As Donald M. Johnson wrote in the 1954 issue of the Journal of Abnormal and Social Psychology, simply, a shadowy manifestation of some unimaginable unknown. So that makes it seem pretty paranormal. But I feel like it's real, but like that kind of description seems very paranormal to me.
Wow.
So it says, but was he really? How do we explain the sightings of the mad gasser that were made by people who did not even know the creature was alleged to exist, or identical sightings from independent witnesses who could not have possibly known the others who had just spotted the same figure? Was the gasser, as some have suggested, a visitor from a dimension outside of our own, thus explaining his ability to appear or disappear at will? Was he a creature so outside the realm of our imaginations that he will never be able to comprehend his motives or understand the reason why he came to Mattoon? That's, like, trippy. That's so trippy.
Is that the end of it?
Not quite. Perhaps.
What?
This is the solution to the mystery. That this is a mystery that we'll never understand. If you think about that long enough, it can make your head hurt. It's a solution that simply causes more questions to be asked. And in keeping with that, here's one. If the rules of physics don't actually apply to a phantom attacker, like the mad gasser, and he is capable of traveling from one dimension to another, coming and going without any explanation, where might he appear next time? Think about that one when you turn off your lights and get into bed tonight. So yeah, that's the case.
This case is freaking sick.
I know.
It's so fun.
I know. It really leaves a lot up to the imagination.
They really, they that was a 360 spin right there.
I know.
What the heck?
I know.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, so what are you thinking? How are you feeling about the case? Any theories of your own?
You know, personally, I love supernatural and I love all things spooky, but I genuinely think it could be something like, maybe not cult related, but like it was a group of people in the town, because you would need to like help chemically engineer it correctly, get it to all those places, mark people's houses, stuff like that. I could see it just kind of being like a ring of people trying to like get revenge on people in their hometown who've done them wrong. Yeah. Especially if they saw a man and a woman doing it. But the dimensional theory is pretty freaking sick. I know. So that's a close second. Like 0.01 decimal off of being first. That's really fun.
I don't know which one I choose. Like, obviously paranormal, but like, I don't know. We'll go more realistic route. So maybe I feel like I can believe the idea of someone from the government coming and who was like involved in some war effort or something.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the motive, I guess.
Yeah,
but,
there's
like,
not a lot of motive behind it.
I guess I just believe that someone who was in the war could make like an altered gas that could do something like this. But if there was someone in the town who had come back from war or something like that. So like imagine we combine a few theories. If someone had come back from war, it's like a young man, but like he's really gone through the ringer. He starts to like lose it a little bit. He's going a little insane.
He's going a little cuckoo.
He's going a little cuckoo after war. And so he starts making these crazy like gas combination things. And then he eventually gets caught maybe by his sisters. Maybe he's a young man, but he's not like young. So I don't know.
Wow.
Just combining a few things to make sense in my own head. But yeah.
Wow. I could see that being a thing. This one's crazy.
I know.
I have to like sit on it for a while.
I know.
And I think maybe our viewers should too. Like, it's just like really wild. Say in the comments like what you think like it could possibly be.
Please let us know.
Yes, we would love to hear them.
Pretty good for a case that I put
that
together in 45
was
minutes,
really
huh?
impressive.
Yeah.
Did you have that one planned for a while? Like that idea?
I mean, initially I was going to go with like Slender Man. And so I was looking into it and I was like, wait.
So that's why you got like onto this one.
Yeah.
That's
because
crazy.
I saw a picture of him, like the gasser, and I was like, what is this? This is more interesting. And so I kind of just
there's so many hidden treasures underneath like all of like the very generic like spooky stuff. Like that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so I love this.
This is a fun case.
Well, thank you. This is exciting.
Of course.
I guess we can say the gasser will always remain a mystery. I don't know we were going for a note, but I went with it.
We went with it. We did
all
great.
right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you next week for my case.
Yes.
Thank you so much. This has been the Mystery Files.
This has been the Mystery Files. Thank you so much, everybody.
See you guys later.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.